Good morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin. With me, it's Bhadra. The top stories first. Authorities recommend extension of prohibitory order in Kathmandu Valley. Restrictions are likely to remain in force till September 2nd. Coronavirus cases top 33,000 in Nepal. Death toll climbs to 164. Government preparing to operate internal flights to remote districts. Rescue of stranded citizens to resume next week. Scientists find a new strain of coronavirus in Hong Kong. 2 European patients are reinfected with coronavirus. And Messi wishes to leave Barcelona, hands over transfer request to the club. And now the news in detail. Local authorities have recommended the government to extend a prohibitory order in Kathmandu Valley by a week. A meeting of the chief district officers and security chiefs of Kathmandu, Lalitpur and Bhaktapur yesterday decided to recommend the government for extension of the order till 2nd September. The prohibitory order issued last week was supposed to end at midnight today. A meeting of the district disaster management committees of the three districts had last week decided to issue the prohibitory order in the valley after a surge in cases of coronavirus. Officials during the latest meeting yesterday wrote a letter to the Ministry of Home Affairs to extend the prohibitory order for 1 more week. If approved, the restrictions will be enforced till midnight of September 2nd. The meeting concluded that it is necessary to extend the order considering the increase in cases of coronavirus. The number of coronavirus cases has reached 33,533 in Nepal after confirmation of 855 new cases yesterday. The pandemic has claimed 7 more lives in the country, taking the death toll to 164. Spokesperson at the Ministry of Health and Population, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, during a regular press meet yesterday confirmed the deaths of 7 more people. Among the victims, 1 woman and 2 men were from Kathmandu, while Siraha, Parsaha, Dhanusha and Rupandehi saw the deaths of 1 man each. So far, 19,119 persons have recovered from the disease and returned home. Currently, 14,250 persons are being kept in isolation. Among them, 5,669 are in home isolation. Similarly, 10,453 persons are kept in quarantine facilities across the country. In other news, Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation Yogesh Bhadra has said that arrangements are being made for the recommencement of domestic flights in the mountainous districts where few cases of coronavirus have been reported. Although the chances of full-scale domestic flights across the country are less likely due to the prohibitory order enforced in different places, air service can resume partially in Himalayan districts with no or very few COVID-19 cases, said Minister Bhadra. Revealing the ministry's annual progress report on the last fiscal year, Minister Bhadra stated that talks have been initiated with the air service operators to resume the internal flights from some remote Himalayan districts.
छिटै नै आन्तरिक उडानहरू पनि सुचारू गर्ने दिशामा हामी जान्छौं किनकि अब हाम्रो नेपालीहरुका चाडबाडहरू दशैं तिहार लगायतका चाडबाड आउँदैछन् मानिसहरू एक ठाउँबाट अर्को ठाउँमा सहज ढंगले जान पाउनु पर्छ त्यो कुरामा सरकार चाहिँ एकदमै सकारात्मक ढंगले सोच्नेछ
The ministry is also preparing to charge the same airfare for Nepali citizens and foreigners during internal flights. A separate task force has been formed to revise the airfare, Minister Bhadra further said.
सकेसम्म भाडा दरलाई एउटै गर्ने र समायोजन गर्ने कुरामा नै हाम्रो मन्त्रालयको धारणा छ। त्यसमा वायु सेवा सञ्चालक साथीहरूसँग बसेर एउटा सहमतिमा हामी छिटै नै निर्णयमा पुग्छौं।
Nepalese nationals stranded abroad will be brought back home via regular flights starting from September 1st, Minister Bhadra informed. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. We continue with other national news. The Secretariat meeting of the ruling Nepal Communist Party has been scheduled for August 29 this weekend. The Secretariat meeting has been reportedly called to discuss on the recommendation report made by a task force formed earlier. The task force had been assigned to find a middle approach to resolve the existing internal rift within the party. Chairman duo KP Sharma Oli and Pushpa Kamal Dahal met yesterday to discuss about the task force report. According to Surya Thapa, Deputy Chief of the party's publicity department, the chairman duo decided to call the Secretariat meeting after 2 hours of interaction at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar. The task force, led by NCP General Secretariat Vishnu Paudal, had submitted a report on Saturday suggesting 52 points to sort out the disputes between the two chairmen. The 6-member task force also comprised of Dr. Bhim Rawal, Surendra Pandey, Shankar Pokhrel, Janardhan Sharma and Pampa Bhushal. 7 police personnel of Metropolitan Police Circle Kirtipur sustained injuries after their vehicle met with an accident yesterday. They were travelling in the vehicle with a registration number BA18064 from Panga to Sundarighat when the accident took place near Chobar Gate. According to the police circle, 11 persons were travelling in the van at the time of accident. 7 of them were injured while others remained unhurt in the accident. The injured police personnel have been identified as Police Constables Bhupendra Kumar Singh, Dinesh Chowdhury, Kamal Chowdhury, Dhan Bahadur Bohra, Rajkumar Shah, Indradev Joshi and Arjun Singh Bhatt. 5 of the injured sustained minor injuries and have returned to duty after primary treatment. Other 2 are receiving treatment at Kirtipur Hospital. Now, the Supreme Court has so far formed 4 different committees to identify the root causes of courtroom corruption and involvement of middlemen. But the reports submitted by 3 earlier committees have never been implemented. The Apex Court has formed yet another committee led by Justice Harikrishna Karki to submit a report on the issue of corruption and middlemen. The action comes after Nepal Bar Association brought the court's attention to the increase in cases of corruption in the top court. The Supreme Court had earlier formed 3 committees in 2010, 2012 and 2018 to submit a report on various malpractices in the court and the alleged involvement of middlemen. The committees had submitted reports including short-term and long-term solutions to ever-present problems in the top court. However, these reports that were prepared with large investments have not been made public, and there are concerns that the 4th committee and its report may suffer the same fate.
आयोगहरु पनि बनेका छन्। यी आयोगहरु देखाउनका लागि मात्र पनि होइन, यी आयोगहरु तपाईहरुले भने जस्तै देश र जनताका निम्ति सार्वजनिक गरिनुपर्छ र यो आयोगहरुलाई परिपालना गरिनुपर्छ र नेपालको न्यायपालिकाको रक्षाका निम्ति आवश्यक परे संविधान संशोधन गरेर पनि अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरालाई चाहिँ अब हामीले आत्मसात गरेर अगाडि बढ्न सक्नुपर्छ।
The problems outlined by the 3 earlier reports and the problems prevalent now are almost the same. The Bar Association has shown confidence that the report submitted by the new committee will be made public as soon as possible. It has now become increasingly important to make these reports public to reinstall confidence and bring back the belief of the people in the Supreme Court. And now, the news from economic front. As per the policy of the Nepal Rashtra Bank, 196 different banks and financial institutions are currently involved in merger and acquisition process. In an effort to increase the financial stability in the market, the central bank had initiated the process of mergers. As of mid-July, almost 196 banks and financial institutions have been involved in the merger and acquisition process. Similarly, 150 banks and financial institutions have had their license revoked in the same time period. Of the 150, 46 are involved in merger and acquisition process, the central bank said. We'll be taking a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Scientists from the University of Hong Kong claim to have the first evidence of someone being reinfected with the virus that causes COVID-19, AP reported. According to the news agency, genetic test revealed that a 33-year-old man returning to Hong Kong from a trip to Spain in mid-August had a different strain of the coronavirus than the one he'd previously been infected with in March. The revelation was made by Dr. Kelvin Kai Wang to the microbiologist who led the work. The man had mild symptoms the first time and none the second time. His recent infection was detected through screening and testing at the Hong Kong airport. Meanwhile, 2 European patients were confirmed to have been reinfected with the coronavirus, raising concerns about people's immunity to the virus as the world struggles to tame the pandemic. The cases in Belgium and the Netherlands follow a report this week by researchers in Hong Kong, which was the first such reinfection to be documented. Taliban insurgents set off a truck bomb in an attack on Afghan army commandos yesterday, Reuters reported, citing the Defense Ministry of Afghanistan. According to the news agency, the attack killed 3 people and wounded 41. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the blast in northern province of Balkh, saying on Twitter they had attacked the commandos. The Defense Ministry said 2 members of the commando force were killed and 6 wounded, while the rest of the casualties were civilians. The attack took place despite steps towards peace talks with the US-backed government. Although what many Afghans see as the best hope for peace since their latest phase of Afghanistan's war began in 2001, the level of violence has remained high. The government has asked repeatedly for a ceasefire before negotiations start in Qatar's capital of Doha, a request the Taliban have refused. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Argentinian footballer superstar Lionel Messi has handed in a transfer request to leave this summer from his boyhood club Barcelona. The 6-time Ballon d'Or winner made his debut for the Spanish club Barcelona in 2004 at the age of 17. On Tuesday, Messi officially sent a transfer request to the club, exercising a clause in his contract that allows him to leave for free with immediate effect. Barcelona, though, believe the clause has now expired and Messi is still contractually obligated to remain within the club until 2021 with a release clause worth 700 million. After the news broke, Barca fans gathered outside the Nou Camp to protest against the board and in support of the club's record goal scorer. A legal battle is not set to follow between the club and the player regarding the date of the expiry of the release clause. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Authorities recommend extension of prohibitory order in Kathmandu Valley. Restrictions are likely to remain in force until September 2nd. Coronavirus cases top 33,000 in Nepal. Death toll climbs to 164. Government preparing to operate internal flights to remote districts. Rescue of stranded citizens to resume next week. Scientists find new strain of coronavirus in Hong Kong. 2 European patients reinfected with coronavirus. And Messi wishes to leave Barcelona, hands over transfer request to the club. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website at janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directives of the lockdown and follow healthy hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep washing your hands, keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.